Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Dungeons and Dragons, and we're specifically going to talk about the 2022 Oscars Will Smith slap and what it means for our Dungeons and Dragons games as far as making our events safe. All right, so first of all, 2022 Oscars. It's an event where people are invited, and the host of that event has a responsibility to make sure everyone is safe. In my humble opinion, the Oscars massively failed this and did not do what was necessary to keep Chris Rock safe. And then the Oscars felt that they were in a position to fix the problem. In reality, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, this has nothing to do with the Oscars and everything to do with the police. Right? I don't understand why the Oscars are fixing a problem that the police should be fixing, in my humble opinion. Right? So, but the Oscars are like, this is our problem and we need to do something. And this is the biggest problem this is the biggest problem in our world today. People bring down punishments that aren't actual punishments, right? And it's so clear. And the veneer, the slimmest veneer is so thin that this is any real punishment for anyone. Everybody just looks at it and shakes their head and said, what are you doing? So the punishment the Oscars are giving to Will Smith is for 10 years. Listen to this. Every time I open my mouth about modern events, it sounds like I'm making a joke because the world is so absurd, right? They are, for 10 years, Will Smith cannot attend, perform, or present at the Oscars. But he can be nominated and win an Oscar, which is the only thing people care about with the Oscars. Nobody's like, oh, I really hope I can attend and present and perform at the Oscars. I don't really care about being nominated or winning. That's the prize, right? That's the real deal, right? So you're saying, listen, everyone. You all saw Will Smith slap Chris Rock in the face. Now watch as we give a performative punishment, not a real punishment. It's exactly what happened with Putin. The whole world is like, look at the atrocities he's doing. Now look at the fake, ineffective, massively insulting sanctions that allow Germany to spend 200 million euros a day in oil straight to Russia because there's no teeth in these sanctions. The entire act is performative. Right? The veneer is so thin, it's like a see-through gown. They're not even pretending that there'll be any real consequences for villainy. It's just, and this is where we're at, right? Now, where are we at with our D&D game? Just so you're aware, the Oscars is an event. The host invited these people to the event. We do the same thing every single Sunday. I invite, 4 people to my home, and we have an event. And I am responsible for their safety. So how do I get there, right? And so we, as Dungeon Masters, don't get the luxury that the Academy gets to do performative gestures. We have to make sure that the safety for our players when we invite them to an event is real, right? So how do we do that? How do we make sure we never end up like the Academy with performative gestures answering very real acts that break people's safeties, right? We have to make sure we do better than the Academy, in my humble opinion. Here's how we do it. Okay, so how do you create a safe game? All right, so first of all, I can't believe I even have to say this. If anyone in any of your D&D games if one player ever physically strikes the Dungeon Master or another player, the game should immediately end. The Oscars should have cleared the room when Will Smith did what he did. No one should have handed him a golden statue 45 minutes later, clapped while he talked about love when he had literally just physically smacked another human being in everyone's presence, right? And then everyone clap and standing ovations and dance with him at the after party. I can't believe I need to tell you this, but if anyone ever physically strikes the Dungeon Master, or if the Dungeon Master physically strikes any of the players, or if the players physically strike any other player, the game needs to end immediately. Everyone exits the event immediately. The event ends immediately. And then you, the dungeon master, this is, if your dungeon master is striking people, like, your whole game shot, right? But if you have a player strike another player, right? One, what you need to do is clear the event, shut it down immediately. The game ends immediately, okay? I can't believe I need to explain this, right? But, like, apparently we do, right? Like, a physical attack is not enough to end an event today. It's just astounding, right? Like, okay, so just so you're aware, end it, okay? The other thing is, you as the dungeon master, if a player struck another player, or if a stray player struck you, you immediately contact them by email or through text, if possible, and you say, you are uninvited from the game permanently. You will never attend our game ever again. Done. End of sentence, okay? And you do not allow that person to enter any venue with any of your players ever again, right? And of course, if it's not a public venue, right? All right. So I can't believe I need to say that super obvious thing, but clearly we do, right? The next thing you're going to do is you impose a PG-13 filter on your game. I do this on every game I have. Like, it's a PG-13 movie. You know what you can put in. You know what you can't. You don't have to worry about veils or any of that nonsense. PG-13 filter on the game. Done. Right? Somebody accidentally says the F word once, you're fine. But if it's twice, no cursing, respect for everybody. You fade to black when you need to fade to black. PG-13 filter on the game. Period. It's important. Right? And you impose it. And when somebody's like, oh, I'm taking this action that would be in a rated R movie or in an N-17 movie, you shut that down. You say, hey, I know you want to go there, but listen, the movie Lawrence of Arabia is 3 hours and 47 minutes long, and it was about war. And it literally had scenes where, Turks did atrocities in the movie, and they just faded to black. And that's what we're doing here, right? Like, we're handling this PG-13. We're not doing this, right? And so you impose a PG-13 filter. Next, if any of your players use speech to disrespect another player, okay, or to insult another player, you say, listen, you just insulted this player, or you did not give them the respect at this table that is due them. I'm warning you now, all right, that will not happen again, all right? You say it clearly, you say it succinctly, you say it with respect, but you say it. It's hard. It's your responsibility as a dungeon master to do it, all right? If that person disrespects that person the second time, you shut the game down, you end it, everybody goes home, and then you send that person the email and you say, you are not welcome at our table again. Do not show up. Do not be there. I warned you. You did not heed that warning. You are out of the game. Period. End of sentence. 1 year later, you go to the offended person as the dungeon master and you say, remember when that person offended you a year later? Are you comfortable extending an invitation to them? If you are not 100% comfortable, we don't do it, right? And then you give that person a chance to redeem themselves. If the offended person is 100% comfortable, if they're not, no invitation is extended, right? That's how you keep a safe table. That's how you keep a safe table, in my humble opinion. That's my opinion. What do you think? How do we do better than the Academy? How do we make sure that the events we have are safe for our players? Because it's very clear the Academy has no idea how to do it in the past, does not know how to do it in the present or the future. So we've got to fix it. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments below. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.